All right, guys, page 226, lesson 10.1. This is one that I've been telling you about, that these quadratics were going to get tougher. And this is part 4 here, and we're going to continue with quadratics, but these are basically as complicated as they can get. Now, are they super duper complicated? No. But it is one more step, and here's going to be the big difference. You see it in question number 1. Which one doesn't belong? So if you were to factor all these, they would all have an x squared. Just simplify the top one. They all have an x squared. So to me, it's this one because of that coefficient in front of the x squared. We haven't seen a lot of that. Now today we're going to do that. You could also make an argument that it's this one. That one doesn't belong because they're all pluses. This one has no middle term. This is the only one that has 3 terms and ends in a negative, but to me, B stands out. Question number 2, go from factored form to standard form. When you have a number out here, again, if you get stuck, you are always welcome to make a table. So 3x and 1, x and 4, 3x times x. So the only difference now is you're going to see a number in front there. 3x times x is 3x squared. X times 1, 4 times 3x, 4 times 1 is 4. We're still going to combine like terms. So it is 3x squared plus 13x plus 4. Okay, you are more than welcome to make the diagram there. Some people still prefer the FOIL. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 2 is 6x. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. Combining like terms there, I'm going to get 3x squared. The x's will make 8x, and then a plus 4 at the end. Okay, the last one, I'm going to try to do that one in my head. It is 3x squared plus 3x plus 4x. That is 7x plus 4. Okay, so those are your answers for the first 3. Question 2. Now it's tougher. Now can you factor it? Now we have this coefficient in front, so that makes it tougher. I'm going to do it over here so I have a little room to work. Thankfully, they're all pluses here to start. So the factors of 5x. So to get 5x squared is going to be 5x times x. I know that. There is no other option. Again, the order doesn't matter. Factors of 4. So my choices are 1 and 4 or 2 and 2. So let's just say I try 2 and 2 because I know 2 times 2 is 4. Let's check the middle term. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times x is 2. 10 plus 2 is 12. That's not 21. So what I do notice is it's probably going to be 1 and 4. Now the question is, does it go 4, 1? When in doubt, check it. 5x times 1 is 5x. 4x times x is 4x. That's a total of 9. That's clearly not the case. And maybe you saw this earlier, but 5 times 4 gets me really close to 21. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 1 is 21. So there is my answer. And again, the more you do these, the more tricks you will see. There is no magic formula to get these. Okay, next one. 3x and x would give me x squared. I know they're both plus. So factors of 12. So my last numbers here are going to be 1 and 12, 2 and 6, or 3 and 4. Okay, I got to get to 15. So again, I could put a 12 here and a 1 here. That would be 3 times 12 is 36. That's way too much. But 12 might get me close, so let's switch it. Let's put 12 here and a 1 here. 3x plus 12x. That is 15x, so that is your answer. There's actually another one you could do there. You could have done 3x plus 3. and x plus 4. Sometimes it's more possible than just one. Okay, more than one way is possible. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 3. 12 plus 3 is 15. So that's another option. Last one. So the last one gets a little trickier. Now, why is the last one the trickiest one? Well, because I don't know if the front is 6x and 1x or 3 and 2 to get to 6. So I guess if we were in class, I would ask you which one to try. I'm going to try 2 and 3. And this is just trial and error. Factors of 10. So 1 and 10 or 2 and 5. Okay, well, I know 2 times 5 is 10. That's not going to work. And anything times 10 is going to be 20 or 30 based on where I put the 10. So I think it's going to be 2 and 5 if this works, but the 5 can't go here. I need to get to 19. Let's try that. I could actually just write them both down because I think it's going to be one of them. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 6. Yeah, that's shy. I like 2 times 5, but that does not give me 19, so that one doesn't work. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 and 4, that's it. And if that wouldn't have worked, then I would have tried 6 and 1 here. Again, the more you do, the easier they become. Okay, the are you ready? Here are 3 quadratics, each with 2 solutions. Find both using the zero properties. So when you see these guys, bring everything over to the left. I'm going to factor out an x from both. And I can see my answers are going to be 0 and 6 for that one. Okay, the one on the left, or in the middle here. I'm going to do the left side first, x squared plus 4x. I'm just distributing that x to get rid of the parentheses. Right side stays the same. Next step, I'm going to subtract x from both sides. And now I got to bring the 4 over. Now I should be able to factor that. Last term is a minus, so that's one of each. Bigger one is positive, 3 bigger, so I'm going to go 4 and 1. 4x minus 1x is 3x. Answers would be -4 and 1. Okay, the last one there. Again, first step is to get rid of the parentheses. Combine like terms. And again, I have that coefficient in front. So I know it's going to be 2x and 1x. That's the only way to get 2x squared. I don't know if it's positive or negative. Factors of 3, you got to be 1 and 3. Okay, so let's try that. That would be -6 plus 1. -6 plus 1 is not 1. So let's switch the order. 2x times 1, or -1 is -2x. -2x plus 3 is +1, so there is your answer. Find the zeros. 1 and -1.5 for that one. Okay, question number 3. An engineer is designing a fountain that shoots out drops of water. Nozzle of water is launched 3 meters above the ground, shoots out water, so on. How many seconds until the drop of water hits the ground? So you're shooting out of a water fountain. How long until it hits the ground? It says, write an equation. Well, here's the equation. And if I want to know when it hits the ground, it's got to equal 0. My height is 0. Okay, try to solve it. Okay, try to solve it. Yeah, so we got -5t and a t. Both of these are plus. One of these has to be negative to get -5t, and you can just try different answers. That would be negative 15 plus 1. Negative 15 plus 1 is not 9. If I switch it, negative 5 plus 3 is not 9. So believe it or not, no matter what you try here, it doesn't work, so it cannot be factored. Sometimes that happens. You just can't do anything with it. Okay, try to solve the equation by graphing. So plug that into Desmos and see if you can find where it hits the x-axis. Okay, you should have two answers, right? One's going to be over here in the negative side. The one I care about is over here. Okay, because it does go upside down. This point should be 2.087. And 0, again, you're just looking for where that height is 0. Okay, question 4, making it simpler. It says use a distributive property in order to expand. Okay, so we're going to expand that. So 3x squared plus 2 times this, show your reasoning. So we're just going to FOIL that. 9x squared, 15x, 6x, and 10. Combine like terms, and you'll see you get the same thing. So study the method. We've done a lot of FOILing, distributing, using diagrams. I think you can handle that. It says try the method to write each one of these in factored form. Okay, so now it wants us to factor these. Again, it is trial and error. 4 and 1 are my choices out front, or 2 and 2 to get the 4. Factors of 45, 1 and 45, 3 times 15, 5 times 9. So quite a few choices. They are both plus. And you just trial and error, guys. Okay, trial and error. Now, they give you some hints up here. Try to come up with a pattern. To me, it's just the more you do, I think that's more work than just trying. Okay, so I'd like to try with the middle ones here. I'll try 2x and 2x. Let's try 3 and 15. That would be 30x plus 6. That's not 28. So 3 and 15 are out. I don't even have to flip the order because they're both 2x. Let's try 5 and 9. 5 and 9 would be 18 and 10. 18 and 10 is 28. That's it right there. Next one. Factors of 25. That's 1 and 25 or 5 and 5. Factors of 6. 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Minus plus, so they are both minuses. Again, I just like to try with the 5 and the 5. The 25 seems a little big. Let's try 2 and 3. That'd be negative 15 and negative 10. Negative 15 and negative 10 is negative 25. I cannot just switch the order because it'd be the same thing because the 5x's are the same. So let's try 1 and 6. If that doesn't work, it's going to have to be the 1 and 25 out front. Let's see, negative 30 minus another 5. Negative 30 minus another 5 is a negative 35. There is your answer. Let's see. Again, it goes through another example. I think it's more work than it's worth. I think it's easiest just to try. It's really nice when it's a prime number, so these are both prime. There's only 2 choices for each. They are both plus. That means these are both plus. So your choices are 1 and 5 or 5 and 1. So I know 3 times 5 is 15. That's really close, so I'm going to try 15 plus 1. There it is. Okay, the next one, again, it is a minus plus, so that means they are both minuses. Factors of 10 are 1 and 10 or 2 and 5. Factors of 4 are 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. Okay, so I'm going to try 5 and 2. And let's try 4 and 1 from this side. So -2 and -20, that's not -41. Switch the order. -8, -5, 5 and 8 is not 41. Let's try 2 and 2. That would be -4 and -10. That's not going to work. So 2 and 5 don't work, so I have to try 1 and x. They are both minuses. So 1 and 4, 4 and 1. Probably should have saw this earlier, but 10 times 4 would get me really close to 41. So 10x times -4 is -40. -1 times x is -41, so there it is. Again, you can always FOIL it or diagram it to see if you got the answer. All right, lesson 10 homework then. Yeah, so Diego does the factors of 10, and it wants you to do the factors of 11. So 1, 11, 11, 1. Actually, they're switching the back numbers, so 11, 1, 11, 1. 11, 1, 11, 1. One of them works, and how do you know which one it is? Okay, question number 2, rewrite. Use what Jada started to write, so what factors of 7 would go here? Notice it is a -7, so one of them would have to be negative. Question number 3, rewrite in each factored, so write those all in factored form like we did today. This one should be easy, that's from past lessons. These two both have a coefficient, so those are the quote-unquote tougher ones. Then make sure you solve as well. Question number 4, find Han's mistake, then fix it. Fix it. Question number 5, review from Unit 7. I think you can handle that. I think you can handle 6 as well. I'm going to have you skip 6B and C. So the only one I want you to do is 6A for that one. Question number 7, that is multiple choice. Question number 8, you are sketching a graph of that, so everybody's might be a little different, but should be fairly close. Question number 9, plug this in. Graph that exponential. This is from Unit 5, and then answer the following questions. This one you should be able to get by watching the equation, explain how you know, use technology, and then please answer the questions. So 1 through 9, guys, and that'll be due on Monday.